Hello, my beautiful pumpkins, and welcome back to the pumpkin patch. If you are new here, hello. My name is Kloee Taylor, and I like to think that we have the most autumnal, most cozy corner of the internet. So if you like that, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button and become a member of the pumpkin patch, because I put out new pick a cards every single week. And before we get into today's reading, I also want to remind you I have a Patreon where I put out exclusive pick a cards that you can't get anywhere else, as well as early access to all of my YouTube videos. You get them a few days in advance, sometimes more. It depends on what my work week is like. And you also get things like horoscopes, the card of the month. There's so much going on over there. So definitely check it out. The link for that will be down below. And let's go ahead and talk about this reading. So today I really wanted to bring to you what is going to be going on in your life 3 months from now. I did one that was like what's happening in 2 weeks quite a while ago, but I have had this one kind of sitting in the back of my mind ever since then, that I wanted to take an even farther look out. So we're going to be looking into that today. Now, if you need help choosing, maybe, this doesn't really do it for you, you need something to differentiate, I am going to be doing a little bit of candle intentions today, so I'll put those out in a moment. If you don't feel like you need that and you already know which pile you would like, we have, this one is going to be pile number 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Now, if you need some extra help or you want to meditate with the cards, I will allow you to do that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and put some candles down on these cards. So pile number 1, you have a pink candle. Pile number 2, you have a purple candle. And pile number 3, you have a blue candle. So you can make a selection based on those candles. You can look at the timestamps down below and see if there's something that resonates for you. You can use your intuition. You can go off of the aura of the different card selections. It is all up to you. Just know that this does not define your fate. This really just confirms to you what you already know internally. You can't choose wrong, and sometimes more than one pile calls to you, and that's okay. Sometimes it's 2 piles, sometimes it's all 3. You're never going to make a wrong selection. Just trust yourself, and I'm going to go ahead and be quiet, give you some time to sit with these, and then we'll get into it. All right, pile number 1. So if you chose this pile, you chose the pink candle. We are going to start with an intention candle together first, and then I'll get into your cards. I am going to timestamp both those, so if you don't want to do the intention candle, that is completely up to you. I kind of like to take my time with these because I think they really set you up for success in general. And sometimes people just are only here for the cards, and that's totally okay. It's your prerogative. But pink candles tend to really talk about and focus on self-love, as well as like innocent or like naive love. And I don't say naive like it's a derogatory thing. I feel like some love really is that way. It's not this big passionate movement. It's this really like sweet, innocent love that kind of creeps in slowly. So you can choose to set an intention based on either of those things, or you can set whatever you want, especially because this pick a card and this energy that we're bringing in right now is focused on 3 months from now. I want you to think about your life and ask yourself what 3 months from now you would like to be different or change, or maybe you want something just to stay the same and you just want to manifest more of what you've already got. So just think on that for me for a moment. And we're going to go ahead and put one hand over our stomach area and one hand over our heart center. And When you feel ready with me, we're going to go ahead and take one big deep belly breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you can do this a few times if you want to like pause and do like 3 or 4 deep breaths, just really aligning your energy to that intention. And that's literally all you have to do. Manifestation really is that simple. So we're going to go ahead and do that together now. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and light this candle and just see if we can get any extra messages from the, ooh, she lit. I feel like oftentimes candles, I see this a lot where like you go to light one and the flame is like very, very, very small and it kind of like goes down the wick until it hits the wax and then it gets bigger. This one was immediately large. So I feel like you brought a lot of energy to the table just now. And this to me is a clear indication that your manifestation will come in over the next 3 months. And even now the flame is burning really like steady, really straight upward. And I would say it's a pretty large flame. So we're going to go ahead and put this up over here so we can see it during our reading. And let's go ahead and get into the card. All right, pile number 1. So what I see for you immediately, we have the orphan, the sustainer, the shaman, and the shadow. And I feel like for many of you within the next 3 months, I feel like you're going to be doing some really deep shadow work, especially around your childhood when we talk about the orphan. Now, this doesn't mean that you actually were an orphan in your life. It very much could be. You could be somebody that is without parents. In one sense of the matter. Now, that doesn't mean that they actually aren't physically with us. Something that I want to remind you of is sometimes when we cut our parents off, that can feel very much similar to being orphaned, because even if we've made that decision for ourselves, for our highest good, because maybe our parents don't have our best interests in heart, that can still come out. And so I feel like 3 months from now, you are definitely going to be doing some work around that, your relationship with your parents. And even if you have an excellent relationship with your parents, this isn't like all doom and gloom. And I really want to point that out. I feel like this deck in particular can very much be that way, like very into the core of issues and very like, it can seem very dark if you like, this is like the Dark Night of the Soul deck. So it can be a lot less lighthearted, but I do feel like even if you have a good relationship with your parents, you're going to be examining your earlier memories with them and really coming to a place where maybe you don't want to be like them, or maybe you see where there is flaw in them just as being people, not as your parents. Because at the end of the day, even though you might call them mom or dad, they are still just people, just like you. And I feel that for many of you, 3 months from now, you're going to kind of be looking at the kind of like inner parent you want to be for yourself. And the great news is that with the sustainer, I do feel like those of you that have come from like unstable backgrounds, the reason that you're questioning this 3 months from now, or maybe over the next 3 months until you get to this place, is you're asking yourself how you can be more stable in every sense of the matter, more stable mentally, emotionally, physically, maybe in even like your career. You're trying to sustain something that you have gotten in your life at this time that is really of a high importance to you. You want to have more stability than maybe where you came from. And that's why you're analyzing these things. It doesn't mean that something bad is going to happen or you're going to cut your whole family off. It's not like that. It's you are just doing the internal work to make sure that you moving forward don't repeat that and you have a more stable outcome in turn because you're doing that work. And I say that because with the shadow, this is all about your shadow work, baby. We talk about shadow work all the time on this channel. I believe that everybody benefits from shadow work. No, you can't avoid it. If you do, it ends up just cropping up later and causing you more problems. And the shadow is not a problem. It's not something that's meant to be fixed. It's something that's meant to be acknowledged and integrated. So that's why I feel like shadow work is coming up so strongly for you. Now, we also have the card of the shaman. And I feel like for many of you, over the next 3 months or in 3 months, you're going to be at this place where spiritually you're feeling so much more aligned, especially those of you that have gone through a dark night of the soul or you're currently in one. I feel like you're going to start to see out the other side of that 3 months from now. Because again, you have been going inward and working on yourself and looking at the mental infrastructure of why you are the way you are, why you think the way you think. I literally just got an image of one of you and I just got the chills. So I know that some of y'all are doing this, but I just got an image of some of y'all looking into like a full length mirror and saying something really ugly to yourself, being like, oh, I'm so like, my shoulders are too broad or my nose is crooked or something like that. And then you actually stop yourself and you say, why do I think that way? Who told me that my nose has to look this way? Who told me that my shoulders are too broad? Why is that there? And it's like, oh, like that's the beauty standard. Okay, why do you listen to the beauty standard? Because everybody else does. Okay, does that make it like true for you just because everybody else thinks it? No. So I feel like this is actually you also challenging the way that you think about yourself. And you're actually going to be coming to a place of, I feel like, feeling really empowered. And like I said, if many of you have been like grasping for more like spiritual knowledge, more psychic gift, or you kind of feel like you've just been like thrown to the wolves and you don't know what the hell is going on in your life, 3 months from now, you're going to have a much better understanding of yourself. And it's going to feel good. Like you're going to start to feel really good in your own skin. And I think that's beautiful. We love that for you. All right, let's go ahead and pull up the tarot cards and see what they have to say for us. We have, what did I tell you? Psychic gifts. We have the High Priestess coming out. We have the Seven of Wands. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do these one at a time. I feel like we get more out of it. Don't get me wrong. I look at the whole picture too, but I actually feel like when we go slow, one card at a time, we get so much more out of it. So I'm going to do them one at a time. But the High Priestess, this to me really just confirms what I was saying about like your intuition being lit AF, you coming into your spiritual gifts, you like, especially if you've had some like weird paranormal, I don't want to say weird. That creates a bad stigma. I don't mean that. It's not weird. Maybe at one time you considered it to be weird or strange or odd, or you were afraid of it. But I feel like you're getting more and more comfortable with the synchronicities, with this like beautiful way of being. Like, I'm like, you're literally making your life into a moving prayer. And I don't say prayer like the way that we teach it religiously. Prayer can be anything. Prayer can be you talking to your higher self, you talking to the universe. Prayer, like when you make your life a moving prayer, it's literally you just affirming over and over again the life that you are in love with. That is my personal opinion when it comes to prayer. It doesn't have to be like to God. Now, if you're into praying to God, then like go for it. This is never going to be the place that tells you not to. It could also be that, but you're making your life into a moving prayer. And we also have for you the Seven of Wands. So I feel like with the Seven of Wands, this is really about you breaking the past stigmas of yourself. This is, again, we're coming straight back to what I just said. I love when tarot does this. Tarot is just so great. If y'all are not buying yourselves a deck and trying it out for yourselves, like if it's ever been a curiosity for you, this is your sign to do it, because tarot is so freaking amazing. But I feel like literally we have this man depicted here that is like hammering down these nails to break into this rock. And ultimately, I feel like for y'all, this is really you breaking down. Like all of these nails represent something that people have tried to instill in you to tie you down. And like not tie you down, but like weigh you down. And you are saying, absolutely not. I am going to break every single one of these nails. We're going to break through all of this like outer crust that I have had to build over myself to please everybody else. And we're going to come out stronger and more in alignment with ourselves than ever before. So beautiful. We also have for you the Ace of Swords. So I always like to think of aces like gifts from the universe, personally. I feel like whenever we see an ace come out in tarot, this really is you receiving a gift from the universe or from God or from your higher self, whatever it is. I say universe because that is what I like, my preferred choice of vocabulary, but you can feel free to change that. So the Ace of Swords, though, it is the gift of an idea. It is the gift of knowledge. It is you having the like mental strength to untangle the web in your mind. And for many of you, this is going to be a bright idea of like something that's going to shape your future. And you're going to be actually up leveling your intellect in the next 3 months. That is like you're going to come away with a totally new thought process of yourself, of your parents, of the societal structures. Like you are going to be challenging your own internal status quo. Like when I say internal, it's like, I feel like when we talk about the status quo, it can be like really, really, really broad, right? But I feel like for you, this really comes back to you, to your opinions, what you think of yourself, what you think of the world. And many of you are going to be discarding, again, things that just don't align with you. And it's not going to be like, oh no, like that's going to come back to bite me later. Like I'm hearing that many of you maybe even think a certain way about yourselves or about life right now. And it's something that has kept you very stuck. And when you release this, you are literally going to come away like a brand new bitch. Like there's no other way to put it, okay? You are going to come away like a brand new person with a brand new attitude, and people are going to be like, "Oh my God, you've changed." But you're going to have to turn to them and be like, "You know what? That's great. Everything in nature changes, and guess what? That includes me." I feel like ultimately this is you really stepping up into your own power, especially mentally. So we also have for you the card, the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands, this is recognition. So if there is an idea that comes to you 3 months from now or over the next 3 months, I need you to act on this idea. Literally, like the minute it comes to you, if it feels like divinely inspired, and you know when you have those like great epiphany moments, write it down. Do something with this knowledge, because the Six of Wands says that you'll be recognized for it. Now, this could be like grand recognition. Like this could be you being recognized for something on a grand scale, like the world notices, or you have like the world notices, or like your blog notices, somebody like you publish some kind of work, you make a YouTube video about it, you make a TikTok about it, and this blows up because you have shared this information with the collective. The Six of Wands is getting recognition for your hard work. So if there's something that comes to you, make sure you do something with it. And we also have for you the card of the Six of Coins. So you're also going to be in 3 months getting paid for it. The Six of Coins is about you putting in the same effort that you're getting out of something. And I feel like, again, maybe many of you have felt like there hasn't been much balance going on in your life recently. And if that's you, this to me really is a card that comes to us to tell us that you're going to be having a more balanced, level-headed approach to life. And because of that, you're also going to be receiving abundance. Like people, like this to me, this is obviously going to be really specific for some of you. Those of you that have ideas that want to produce something with those ideas, please do it. Please do it. Not only are you going to be helping others to understand themselves in some capacity, or like create something that gives to the collective, people are literally going to want to throw money at you for it. Like these little like beetles that are here giving this woman coins. She has a coin that she's letting out, and it's like, oh, like you freed us, you've helped us see more about ourselves, and we want to give back to you as much as you give to us. So that is like the energy of this. And I love that. I feel like those of you that especially really dwell in the realm of spirituality or psychology, it might be one of the reasons you're drawn to my channel. if you feel like you have something to share on that regard, like a spiritual awakening, something that you're going through, share those experiences if you feel like you're ready to, because I feel like you will be so greatly rewarded for it. Not that you need to do it with the intention that you're going to be greatly rewarded, which maybe that is the intention you put into it. There's no shame in that. But I feel that many of you, there's good reward in it, and it can be in the form of money. It can also just be in the form of like finding the people that you really align with, finding your circle, finding your like group of people that just like, especially those of you that have had a hard time like finding people that understand you, or you feel like you don't really have like a real friend in the world. This is also you meeting new people that actually do align with who you are and where you're going. So love that. Now we also have for you the card of Taurus, which I love this card as a Taurus main myself. We're going to stick this one up here. As a Taurus sun myself, you know, we always love to see a nice Taurus card action coming in hot. Now with the Taurus card, this to me also talks to us about the sustainer. You got the card of the sustainer. It's have any of you, maybe in the next 3 months, this is something I just need to add in here. If you receive some kind of money and it makes you like nervous, because a lot of us have really nervous energy around money because we've never like lived outside of poverty. And I feel like for some of you, you're going to actually be starting to live outside of it, and you need to start to become more comfortable with it. And Taurus comes in to remind you that like this good thing that you have, this good abundance that you have, it can be sustained. It's not going to slip through your fingers. I don't know why that message just came through, but some of y'all really needed to hear it. So, we also have the card of Cancer for you. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, I need to move this a little bit because I want to put this card up here. This is cute shit, okay? This is cute shit. I love the Cancer card. I love the Taurus and the Cancer card. I say that because Taurus and Cancer, I talk about this. Actually, I don't know if I've said it in a video, maybe. Taurus and Cancer, they like this, okay? They are besties. And I feel like this is you, again, finding people that really want to connect with you, that want to understand you emotionally, that want to support the person that you are. And Taurus and Cancer, they are like the for lifers, okay? They are, because Taurus brings in the stability aspects, Cancer brings in the emotional support, and together they create some of the most beautiful shit. Tell me why, as a Taurus sun, I attract so many Cancer rising people. I have like more than half of my friends, all Cancer risings. Big stan. We love a Cancer in this house. And I feel like our energies just attract each other, which is really interesting. I feel like it's because like Cancer risings, especially if you are one, Cancer risings, they're looking for that stability, and Taurus suns wear it outwardly because the sun is like our outward facing, it also can be like our ego and stuff, but it's like what people see. And so I feel like Cancer is just like drawn to that. But we love to see it. We love this dynamic duo. This is like such a cute pairing. If you are a Taurus and you're with a Cancer or vice versa, this is cute shit. Like you're for lifers, okay? Adorable. Even though my first boyfriend was a Cancer and like it did not end well. But you know what? I don't even necessarily blame him. True story. We were just like, we didn't really know ourselves well enough first. We were real young. So, it was kind of a dumpster fire though. I'm just saying, that's no shade on a Cancer. I still stand the sign, even with that experience. But no, they're like amazing. And honestly, he and I probably to this day, if we still talked, we would make excellent friends. And I really believe that. But with Taurus and Cancer coming through, it's cute. I don't even know, like I can't, I love it. I feel like you're going to be also feeling more emotionally sound, more in your feelings, but you're going to feel empowered by them. And again, you're going to have the support to work through it. This could also be for some of you that you are finding a therapist 3 months from now. You're finding somebody to talk to that really gives you that space to become a more stable version of yourself because they want to hear you out. So we also have for you the card, Midas. Miser. And this is, I'm going to lay it down in a second. Entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold. Delight in sharing life's riches. Stop it. This is literally what I just said, that if you have something that comes to you, you need to share it, because this is literally going to bring you gold. Like, excuse me? I love this for you. Now we also have Stop this whole reading. I cannot. Pioneer, light attribute, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I don't know if this is going to focus. That's okay. We don't need it to. I am shooketh to my core. Okay. She shook. She is shook. I don't even know what to do with this information. Like, oh, you can't see it because my light's all stupid, but oh my gosh. Y'all, 3 months from now, I feel like you're going to be thriving. Like, I just want to cuss. I'm so happy. I want to curse. I want to just drop the F-bomb, which I can, but oh my gosh. Y'all. Okay. Well, I got 2 more cards for you. I'm just like, I need to go like dance around a forest after this. I feel like the energy y'all just brought to the table is so like, this is like, to me, almost like you, especially those of you that have been on like big spiritual journeys where things have been like really hard to unpack. This is like where you start to get to the point where you are like healing. Like, you've gone through all the, like, all parts of it are healing, but this is where you start to realize how much you've done and how different you are now. And it's such a great place to be. Like, it's, Okay, so we also have for you oh my gosh, I'm going to mispronounce this. Rhodochrosite. Remember your worth. I feel like that is self-explanatory. And Bloodstone, get up and get moving. So this is you 3 months from now having like more of a lust for life, more passion for life, you're like enamored with life because you just have this idea that you are running with. People are feeding into it. You're feeding into it, like good things, not bad things. And the support is coming for you, the like up level game that you have. Like, this is it's funny because I think I just uploaded a pick a card where I talked about somebody having a revenge arc. This is not your revenge arc. This is your redemption arc. This is like you now, I'm going to cry. This is like, because I know so many of you have like wanted this for so long. I just got the chills like head to toe. So many of you have wanted this for so long, and it's finally here 3 months from now. Oh my God. I'm so happy for y'all. Really, truly. Tell me how it goes. Come back in 3 months and leave me a comment and tell me how it goes. But in any case, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do not forget, when you stand up in your own authenticity, you empower every person around you to do the same, especially you, pile number 1. Really, please go out there and make magic, because it's literally going to change your life. It's literally going to change your life. And people need to see your authenticity, because it will encourage them and empower them to do what they need to do in their life, to heal, to get better, to change their life for the better. And if you feel called to do so, it is never an expectation, but always appreciated. I have my Cashapp, Venmo, PayPal listed down below. I do accept tips from my readings. It is never an expectation, however, of course. I also have my my Patreon. Sorry, it's Mercury and Gatorade right now. I have my Patreon listed down below for you, where I put all of my readings out, early access for you. I also do exclusive pick-a-cards. There's a card of the month. There's horoscopes, all kinds of good stuff. Definitely check it out. Link is at the down below in the description. I think I also put it in the pinned comment for you. And please, please, please check me out. Instagram, TikTok, all the places. Everything's down below. You know where to go. And I love you so much, my pumpkin. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Bye. All right, pile number 2. If you chose this pile, you chose the purple candle. So we're going to go ahead and do the intention candle first. And I've timestamped the cards if you just want to go ahead and jump ahead. I totally understand. I kind of like to take my time with these though, so I thought it best to just timestamp them for you. But purple candles represent our divine feminine, our psychic sense. Purple also, to me personally, is the color that represents Sagittarius. Now, you can choose to set an intention for your life that is in alignment with those things. It can also be whatever you want. And I would say if you're looking for a focal point, definitely try to set intention for your life in 3 months, what you're hoping to bring in, what you want to be like, what you desire. You can pause the video and actually think on this for a minute if you want to. And when you feel ready, we're going to go ahead and put one hand over our heart, one over our stomach. And this just helps us to feel really supported by ourselves and the universe as we take a big deep breath on that intention. So we're going to do in through the nose and out through the mouth. You can make a sound if you need to. Like some people, when they exhale, will go, ah, if it feels correct, do that. If not, don't. But basically what we're doing is we're aligning our intention with our breath and also with the heart chakra as well as the sacral chakra, which is our creative center. So we're going to go ahead and just do that together. And you want to make sure that when you take this deep breath, it really expands in your stomach as well. Just so we're really, really getting it in there. We're really aligning that energy. And you may want to do this 2 or 3 times. I'm just going to do it once, but let's go ahead and do that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take my enchanted lighter and we are going to light this. There we go. Ooh, she got a little smoke puff. All right. This flame is a little bit on the small side as it started. It's getting to a more average point now, but when it started, not only did it give me a slight smoke kind of popped off it, which usually smoke, especially black smoke, this usually is about cleansing. And even as you've been here taking these deep breaths, setting your intention, the universe, God, whatever it is that you choose to assign that to, is removing that blockage that maybe was holding you back from manifesting what you are wanting. Now this flame is actually huge. That's a good sign. When we have a candle flame that has grown in size, this is your intention getting stronger. So I would say that this is a good sign that in 3 months from now, you're going to be having what you've asked for. So we're going to go ahead and put this up here just so we can still keep our eye on it. Oh my gosh, it's the flame is so washed out. Maybe we'll put it over here. We're going to put this over here so we can still keep our eye on it and, see where it takes us. Now, let's go ahead and get into your cards. All right, pile number 3. So for you, we have the card Alethea. I'm sorry, it's difficult to pronounce for me. The ocean, the riddle, and the nectar. So this is really interesting to me because Althea, this is about having a divine truth revealed to you. So I feel and I've talked about divine truths on my channel a little bit before. I've never done a specific video on them, mostly because I only really know my divine truth and I am not an expert in what other people's could be. But this to me is a truth that is revealed to you that it is your core divine truth. And it's so true for you that when you speak about it, it actually I don't want to say it enlightens other people, but it influences other people in the sense that, I feel like I'm talking cryptic right now. The only way I know how to explain this is to give you mine. But basically, my core belief, if I could only choose one, it is the one thing that I stand for the most for myself, not for the world, for myself. And I will fight anybody who tries to take it from me, is my freedom. And I don't mean freedom in America, that kind of thing. I mean, for me personally, having the freedom of not working a 9 to 5, having the freedom to travel whenever I want, having the freedom, freedom in every sense of the matter, to change my mind last minute, and you might say that leads to lack of commitment and where's your drive? Trust me, I find it. I still show up where I want to show up and where I need to show up. It's not I just live life living on the edge. It can be that way for some people. But for me, freedom is my biggest core desire. It is what I would fight everything and anyone to make sure that I am always free to like have control over my time management and all like everything that freedom could embody. It goes a lot farther than that, but like that's like a basic explanation. Now, for some people, yours might be the same as that. But I feel like for you, your divine truth, whatever it is, there's usually at least one core one that like this is your life truth. Everybody, I would say, has at least one. And it is that thing that like, it like stirs your soul because you're just like, especially if you meet somebody that like goes on the contrary of it or challenges it, or you like always have something to say about it. There's always a rebuttal about it and why it should be different and why it could be different. And I feel like for you in the next 3 months, if you don't already know what this is, you're going to be coming to understand that part of yourself. And it can be very primal sometimes. Like it can be very like, it doesn't even make sense in modern day society because we just run the world so differently based on whatever that truth is for you. And I feel like this is going to hit you on a really depth level because we have the ocean, and the ocean represents like deeper than deep, the deepest you can go. Like there are parts of the ocean that we as humans haven't even explored yet because we don't even know how the hell to get down there. So this is about you exploring the depths of yourself and really solving something that you have had a hard time with for a long time, and coming to terms with something that you have had to question for a big chunk of your life. Like, why am I different in this way? Why am I going through this kind of trial? Why? Like, there might be a lot of whys. You might be somebody that is constantly questioning. And I feel like for you in 3 months, you're actually going to get the answer to that question, especially those of you that have felt like really lost in career, in your relationships, in your living situations. You are going to be getting the answer to why it has been that way. And it's going to make so much sense based on the person that you have become. And with the nectar, this is really beautiful because the nectar it is about like drinking of knowledge, I almost want to pull the book on nectar. The book, sorry, I'm just going to grab it. The book for this, it like, gosh, if you ever want to get like a tarot deck that is very, very, very in the realm of depth psychology, this is like one of the best decks you can own, in my opinion. And I have way too many decks. And this one to me is the most, like this one and Dreams of Gaia, 2 decks that are like so in depth, and they really will like open your seat of the soul and like allow you, and not allow you, but like help you to think more. So the nectar, basically, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it talks about glowing, relaxed, and subtle illumination. So I also feel like for you, this is about you like gaining things. It's going to come on very subtly. You're going to like, it's almost like things around you. I feel like it's funny because pile number 1, it was like their dark night of the soul was coming to a close. And I feel like for many of you, either you're already in it or you're like slowly starting to be led out of it. And things are becoming more and more apparent and your awareness is expanding. And so with nectar, this is like you starting to relax into yourself more, to understand yourself more, to understand what your motivators are, why you do things the way that you do it, and you're questioning yourself. I feel like for you in 3 months, the awareness is being elevated. And I do feel like if you had a hard time choosing between pile 1 and 2, you may want to go back and watch 1 as well, because I feel like they have a somewhat similar energy going on. But for you, this is also like life's mysteries being answered for you. Things that you have questioned your whole life. Like this isn't small stuff. This is big stuff. And you like starting to gain knowledge. Now, this could also be like esoteric knowledge. This could be you get hit with like a download, or you have an experience that leads you to think differently about something that you once thought was so black and white, which maybe you're somebody that doesn't even think in terms of black and white. But this, I feel like if there's anything that you do feel black and white about, this is going to spin that on its head. So be prepared for like some kind of an awareness of self awakening, I feel, and you really meeting yourself. I don't want to say for the first time, because I do think that throughout life we meet ourselves continuously, but I feel like you're meeting an aspect of yourself that you've never seen before. And I just got the chills when I said that. So it's and even with this ocean card, there's like an iris depicted, which, like, we talk about like the eyes being the window to the soul. And I feel like that's really what this is. And maybe you're going to meet your higher self. Oh my gosh. Have y'all ever envisioned your higher self or like thought about what they might look like? I feel like you're actually going to be meeting your higher self. So let's go ahead and get some tarot cards in here and see. I mean, these are tarot cards too, but the actual like Rider-Waite-Smith tarot. So we have for you first and foremost the Hierophant. So I have said this before. The Hierophant is not a card that I'm very fond of when it's for me. And it doesn't mean that that's because it's a bad thing. I actually have had to go back and re-educate myself on this card because I think I was looking at it incorrectly as like my human self when I would receive it. But the Hierophant actually is a lot about challenging the status quo. I'm telling you, pile number 1 is linked to you. It is about challenging the status quo and also knowing that you have the spiritual tools and knowledge to lead whatever life you desire. So 3 months from now, maybe you're somebody that's like a closeted witch, or you're like a baby witch, or you this could be in any kind of spirituality. It doesn't have to be witchcraft, but I know that lots of y'all that come to this channel do identify as like baby witches and stuff. So this could be any kind of spirituality that you're getting into. I feel like many of you in the next 3 months are going to see an evolution of that. You're going to see how like powerful you actually are. And the Hierophant says that like you're someone that other people are going to start to look to for advice. So be prepared for that. Like people are going to start to actually ask you more about what you have to say, more about what you've learned. And you're going to be like, wait. I don't know anything. What are you talking about? I still don't know what I'm doing, but you actually do. And we also have for you the 4 of Wands. So 3 months from now, I feel that many of you might be moving. If you have been wanting to move house for a while, if you have been wanting to like even move bedrooms, like if you're in a house and you just want to like swap bedrooms, I'm hearing, you're getting like some kind of a change of scenery on the home front though. And I feel like it's going to come in some form of a move. You also could just be like rearranging furniture in your house. But I feel like this has to do with your home and actually moving locations. So this could be across like countries, across states. It could be that big. It could be in the same town or even just in your actual physical home. Or if you're in like an apartment complex, I'm also hearing that some of you might just be like changing units. Like maybe you're upgrading to another unit. But many of you are going to be moving. Some of you, I'm also hearing this is very specific. Please make sure you get like your pipes checked. I feel like somebody is also going to be like, one of your pipes is going to burst and it's going to cause you to have to stay somewhere else for a little bit. I don't know who that is. Trust your intuition on that one. It doesn't mean it's every single person, but some of y'all, if you have like really old pipes and you've never looked into that, make sure you look into that. Okay. Because that might put you in another location for a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be a bad thing. Like even if that happens, I feel like it really is going to be like wherever you stay for that time period is going to be really good for you. We also have for you the 5 of Coins. And again, I feel like this just really reiterates you getting in touch with your own sense of spirituality and coming more into alignment with the kind of spirituality that makes your heart sing. Because the 5 of Coins, especially here, this is about like feeling like an outsider from like normal indoctrinated spirituality. This is, and that I'm not saying that you can't be like a Christian and listen to tarot, because you absolutely can. We don't discriminate on this channel in that way, or in any way. We do not do that. But I feel like this is you maybe also starting to question your spirituality. And maybe that's the riddle that's coming, is like you maybe have started to like poke holes in something that you've always believed. And now you're coming to understand that, oh, maybe it isn't that way. Maybe I shouldn't like maybe it's something different, and you're starting to feel like an outsider from people that you normally would like mingle with, that were your people spiritually, and you are having to kind of be by yourself for a little bit. I wouldn't look at this like it is a terrible thing. I feel like the Five of Pentacles really gets a bad rap often for like meaning you're going to be without money and without people, but ultimately this is for your soul's evolution. It doesn't mean that you're going to be alone forever. This is time that you are taking away with reason. Now we also have for you the Page of Wands, and I feel like the Page of Wands is here to remind us that, number one, we still have a say in our life. It's not like the fates just like control everything. We have a say in the way that our life plays out. And I feel like many of you are getting ready to like go to bat for that. Like, look at the aggression in this Page of Wands' face. It's like coming at something with passion and aggression. And aggression doesn't have to be a bad thing. It like, if you are really like aggressively passionate about something, like, have you ever said that to somebody like, oh, I'm so happy, it makes me mad? Like, I know it seems silly, but it can be like this really big, like driving force that gets you to change where you currently are. I feel like many of you are going to become very unsettled with where you have been. And as this unfolds for you unconsciously, it's going to force you to want to do things differently, to either think new thoughts, come to a new term of spirituality, move house, because maybe you just fucking hate your house. Like, I don't even, you're tired of being told how to live and what to do. And I feel like this is you coming out of that and saying, no, this is my life. I'm going to do what I want with it, how I want with it. And we're not taking no for an answer. And lastly, we have last of these cards, we have more. We have the Two of Coins. And the Two of Coins, some of you, I feel like this picture, we have this like mother and a child together. And I feel like for some of you might like want to just connect more with children over the, like in 3 months from now, like children might have messages for you. Children, I think, are the wisest of all of us, to be honest. I think they are like the most innocent, and they think just so differently because they haven't had their perception warped yet by society, that like children can have some of the most amazing epiphanies, and they are so fascinating to talk to. So I feel like some messages might be coming to you from children, but also this could be you and your child reconnecting over something. Some of you, I feel like maybe this one's for my mamas out there, okay? Especially, I'm hearing like it could be for my fathers too, but this is very specific for my mamas out there. Some of you maybe have felt like there has been a disconnect in your relationship with your child, and they could be an older child too. I feel like this is actually you possibly having like a reconciliation, because you are now more open to their way of living, to how they choose to do things. You're coming to terms that maybe the way you once thought about something isn't the way you should have always thought about it. That's really what I'm hearing, is like your perception is being shifted, and it's actually going to make the relationships that you have so much more fulfilling. It might take some time where you're feeling a little bit alone. You're questioning, why am I being so shunned? Or why don't certain people want to be around me anymore? I don't understand. And I feel like this is one of two ways. Like, either you are up leveling in such a way that other people can't understand, or you have been the person that maybe has pushed people away, or has judged other people, or has gossiped about other people, or said unkind things, and people have pushed away from you like more and more and more, because you haven't really thought to ask yourself why you say or do or think these things. And you're getting an up level in that perception. Your perception of self and of others is changing, and it's going to leave you with happier, more fulfilled relationships. And something else is, if this is like ringing true for you, I would highly encourage you to check out Lavender on YouTube, her video about radical acceptance it's something that I have practiced for years and years and years, and I didn't have the words to put to it, but she recently put out a video like last month, I think, about this. And I was like, oh, this is what I've always been talking about. I feel like many of you, that if you have felt like you don't understand why certain people push away from you, if that sounds like you, now obviously that's not going to be everybody. If that sounds like you, I would highly encourage you to check out that video. Even if you don't, it's just a good concept to look at. It's something that I have like ruled most of my 20s with, not all my 20s. It kind of came in, I would say like mid 20s. I'm 30 now, but it's something that really shifted my perspective about the people in my life and how I choose to interact with them, especially coming from a place that was less stable and more volatile growing up. It has helped me to have better and deeper relationships. And if those of you are looking for that, because maybe you felt like you're by yourself, I would really encourage you to listen to that video. It was really good. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some more oracle cards out here and see what's going on. We have the card of fire. And we also have Mars. Oh my goodness. Okay. So remember when I talked about that passion that you might be having? We're going to kind of scoot this. I really want to put this card up here. It's fine. It's just going to be a little off center. So talking about that passion and that fire and this Page of Wands, many of you, there might be some like combativeness that comes out in the next 3 months where you are literally feel like you are like armoring up to go to war. Like not literally, I shouldn't say literally, not literally, but maybe with like the connections in your life, you are like armoring up to bat for yourself. And the fire aspect comes out because Mars is a fire planet. Like it literally, this is like a double hit of fire energy. I feel like you are getting an increase of passion and lust for life. And you're also starting to stand up for yourself more because Mars does not settle, okay? Mars is never going to be that planet. They're the warrior. They bat for themselves and for the people and the things that they care about. And I feel like this is going to be you. You're going to start to come to a place where you are going to bat for the people you care about, the things you care about, the things you stand for. And remember that not everybody is going to like agree with you. You are not everybody's cup of tea, and you're not supposed to be. So keep that in mind as this comes on. It might be like a really strong fiery energy. Many of you could be going through your Mars return right now. I want to say I'm going through my Mars return right now. I want to say that Mars is in Cancer right now, but I don't really know how long it hangs out there. So I'd have to actually like pull the chart. Mars is not a planet that I have studied extensively, but you could be going through a Mars return and your Mars is just being like really activated. When we see Mars, this can also be about like a fitness routine. And I want to make it very clear, when I talk about a fitness routine, I'm not saying like, we do not fat shame on this channel ever. Okay. If you like, it's not about that. It's not about like changing your body because you don't fit what the societal standard is. It's like doing something good for your own personal health because you feel driven to. And exercise is a fundamental part of your personal health. It's good for you to move, not necessarily with the purpose or intention of weight loss or anything like that. It's just because it's good for you and you deserve to feel good. So keep that in mind if you decide to start something. And I feel like you're really going to have like a fire under your ass in 3 months. Truly, you're going to be feeling like, I know what I'm doing now. It all makes sense now. And now I can finally move and start putting things into place. And you maybe have already started doing that. But I feel like because your intuition is going to be so highlighted and you like thinking new things, like you're just getting a glow up from like the inside out, basically. And as this is happening for you, you're literally making moves to be in alignment with it. So we also have child nature, friendships with animals, communication, and nature spirits. So I feel like you're someone that you already have like such a kinship to animals. And with that kinship to animals, you might be getting a new pet. There might be like, you might find that you're going to be working with animals 3 months from now. Something with animals is important though. You might even be going on like a trip out in nature somewhere. And then we also have for you child wounded, but this one's actually reversed. And it says, blame all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, revisits moving on through forgiveness. So again, I feel like this is calling us back to what I already said about you up-leveling, like, especially if you're someone that has been the person that has been judgmental and gossiping and like hard on other people in your life with like, and it hasn't always been the kindest, you're starting to realize that the only reason you have behaved that way is because you have an unhealed inner childhood wound that you're now willing to work on. And it's giving you a new understanding of the people around you. Because I'm going to let you in on a little secret, especially as I'm like getting more into the study of psychology. I mean, she's already been there for a while, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Everybody on this planet, if we are not working on the inner childhood wounds and we haven't seen them for what they are, and I feel like this is a continuous process. You're never going to be 100% healed. I really do believe that. Healing is a continuous process. However, everybody is a child walking around wounding the world. The parts of us that we don't shed light on, that we don't nurture, that we don't care for, even the parts of us that we don't like, we're literally just walking around as big children screaming at the world. And the more we start to integrate those parts of ourselves, understand them, be gentle, be kind to them, and ask ourselves why we think the way that we do, that's when we can start to integrate those things and we stop screaming and we start listening to other people that are screaming and try to help calm them down. True story. All right, so last two cards we have for you are Carnelian, feed your creativity. Oh, I love that. We're going to talk about that. And then Jade, be the bigger person. Ooh. Okay. So if you are someone that is on the brunt end of like the person that I keep describing and it's not you, be the bigger person. I know that we can say that all day, every day, but I feel like I don't want to say you know better because I hate that phrase. It's not about knowing better. It's just being better. Because when we stoop to somebody else's inner wound, when we stoop to their level of being wounded, instead of meeting them with compassion, with love, with understanding, and questioning why their behavior is this way, we just start more fire. You cannot fight fire with fire. Somebody has to stand up and say, I can't do it anymore this way. And then with feed your creativity, this also to me goes back to our Mars and our fire element up here and the Page of Wands, which is deeply creative. Feed your creativity. If you're feeling angry about something, especially if there's old childhood stuff coming up, if you're feeling angry, I want you to do something creative with that. Whether it's singing, writing, painting, dancing. It can be aggressive, paint aggressively, dance aggressively with yourself, don't bring this aggression to anybody else. But do something with that energy. It's dying to be moved. It's dying to be moved. It's dying to be ignited and do something, like something needs to be done. So I hope this reading helped you out, pile number 2. I feel like it was a lot. I feel like this reading was a lot. Like there's a lot of stuff to sift through. I would almost encourage you to go back and listen to it again because there might have been some stuff that you missed. I feel like there's stuff that, not that I missed, but I feel like we have gone down like every alleyway in this reading. So definitely check out pile number 1, 2 as well. 1, 2, that sounded weird. Check out pile number 1 as well if you had felt called to it, because I do feel like these piles are somewhat similar. And, please, please, please do not forget, when you stand up in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. Don't forget to check out my TikTok, my Instagram, my Patreon, where I put out exclusive readings and early access to all of my readings. And if you feel called to do so, it is never an expectation, but always appreciated. I have my Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal listed down below. My gosh, Mercury retrograde has got me acting a fool. I have those listed down below if you'd like to tip me for my readings. I certainly appreciate it, but it's never an expectation. And I love you so much, my pumpkin, and I'll talk to you again soon. Hello there, pile number 3. If you chose this, you would have chosen the blue candle. And blue candles actually represent your emotions. They represent your really like your emotional well-being. Like typically, if I was going to light a blue candle, it's either for one of two things. Either I am wanting more emotional stability because I'm feeling some type of way and I just need to, even if I'm sad, like I still encourage everybody to cry. Like crying is so healing. But sometimes you feel like emotionally just like fraught, or it's been going on for days and days and days and days, and you just need a little pick me up. I do feel like blue candles can assist with that. I also sometimes will light blue candles to honor the rain. If I want to, like, if it's already like looking gloomy, I will be like, yo, if you want to send us a little bit of rain, here's a nice candle offering. But blue, you can literally use this for anything. Those are just a couple things. So you don't have to go off of the candle color. You can go off of whatever you want. Now, I have timestamped the cards down below if you just want to jump ahead to your card reading. But I wanted to give everybody the option to listen to the candle too, because I tend to run a little bit lengthy with these because I want to give proper credit to your, or proper time to your intention setting. So what you're going to want to do is think of something you want to bring into your life at this time, or I would say in the next 3 months, because that's what we're looking at right now. Something you want to bring into your life in the next 3 months. This could be, maybe you don't want to bring anything. Maybe you're really happy with where your life is and you just want to manifest more of that consistently, you know, to have that stability of whatever you're experiencing. Or you do want to call something new in. So all I ask is that you place one hand over your heart, one over your stomach. This is the heart chakra center and then the sacral chakra center, because we are anchoring this intention into our heart and also helping ourselves to create it into reality over the sacral. And also, I don't know if you've noticed, but as you place your hands here, you feel very supported. Like it illuminates this feeling of support from self. And we want our intentions to feel very supported as they're coming in. So what we're going to do is take one big deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth on this intention. You can pause this video if you want to take more than one breath, or you want to think about something a little bit longer. But all that I ask is that you breathe in at least once with us. So we're going to go ahead and take one big deep breath into the belly, in through the nose and out through the mouth. All right, we're going to go ahead and light this candle up. Ooh, she wanted to be lit. I felt like I wasn't quite touching the wick, but somehow it still caught, like it was so close. She wanted that fire. She said, give it to me. I feel like the wick of this candle, it is kind of starting to like upturn, which like it's just kind of starting to like do this basically, like this to me is always a good indication that things are coming in a way that is really in full alignment with us. And this flame is a very strong, every flame today. We have not had one flame. We had one that kind of popped smoke at us once, but we have not had one candle flame not be strong. So all of y'all today that set intention, I believe that everybody is going to get exactly what they've asked for, because all of the flames are like really good size. They're burning really steadily. And this is good. This is good for your intention. So we're going to go ahead and put this up over here so we can keep our eye on it during the reading, or our eyeballs on it during the reading. But let's go ahead and get into your cards. All right, pile number 3. So you have the Warrior, Anemia Mundi, the Fault Line, and the Prayer. And I have to tell you something, pile number 3. If you didn't already know, or you don't feel it right now, it could be in the 3 months from now, but I just need to acknowledge this. You are an evolved soul. You are somebody that came here. Like, I believe that you have already lived past lives on earth. You came here as a very evolved soul. And I say that because the Anemia Mundi card, this is the last card in this deck. And it is like a big inspiration for the entire deck. So much so that I actually want to pull the book on this card, even though I know what this means. I want to actually read to you about this, because this, like, don't think I've ever pulled this card in a reading publicly anyways. Maybe for like one other person in my life, I think I've pulled it, but I've never pulled this card for like a public reading. So I really want you to take this one in. So Anemia Mundi epitomizes the principle accept all, reject none. Simply put, it is the living soul of the world in all, ooh, I got the chills, in all that its multifaceted, multidimensional layers bonded together by the loving cosmic forces. Diversity is celebrated, multiplicity is honored, and nothing is denied embrace. Constructs of separation dissipate into the wonderful mess of shared consciousness. Anemia Mundi is the link between the literal and the imaginal, the rational and the mythic. It is the connective fiber that makes life meaningful. This card indicates an initiation on the level of the soul. You will awaken the unique light within and witness how this light contributes to the radiance of the entire universe. You will sense yourself as a critical note in the cosmic orchestra. Destiny is altered as you hear the enchanted melody of all things living. Wow. I got the chills again. Like throughout that whole passage, I was just like, chills, 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 chills. You are an evolved soul. You are most likely a starseed. You are somebody that has come here to raise the vibration of the collective. And I hesitate to say that because I do think that there are a lot of people that will say that just to say it. And I try not to be that person because I think that that's like, it's like a very serious claim. And I feel like those of you that chose this pile probably are starseeds. You already recognize yourself as a starseed. And you're starting to notice in the next 3 months your place, your role in the whole of the universe. You're starting to recognize that you are a divine, loving light being and that you came here, again, to raise the vibration of the collective. You came here with a divine purpose to actually make a difference. And you were excited to be here at this time. You wanted to help usher people into this time period, which there is like so much information on this stuff out there. I would encourage people to listen to Leor Alexandra. She's another YouTuber that I feel like has talked a lot about this stuff. I am by no means an expert, but she did a video where she discussed like us coming into a golden age as a collective. And like golden ages are like really beautiful. Everybody gets to create and live in harmony. And it's like this whole thing. And I feel like many of you are here to usher that in because you believe in it. You believe in humans evolving to that place, and not even humans, all animals, everyone, every living being on the planet, plants, animals, yourself. And I feel like in the next 3 months, you are getting awoken to that. Like I just saw somebody like laying in their bed sleeping, and this might be you sleeping, and all of a sudden they just feel their body like pulse. This is also a Kundalini awakening. I feel like you are going to be experiencing in the next 3 months, which is interesting because when I said that, I didn't see this, but this warrior card actually has a snake, and snakes are big representations of the Kundalini awakening. So many of you are here to be a warrior, to fight for this, to fight for this equality, to fight for our ability to experience like truly what it means to have a peaceful existence and like harmony in the world. And I feel like many of you have always kind of like believed that it was a possibility, even where other people have shut that idea down. And many of you are waking up to that. You're waking up to your like greater purpose in the whole. And maybe you've never really felt like somebody who would fight for anything. Like you just kind of take like more of a passive role. I'm hearing that in the next 3 months, that will no longer be the case because something in your life has been made, I don't want to say like so uncomfortable, but something in your life is being made. Like Kundalini awakenings aren't comfortable. They're not meant to be comfortable. They are here for spiritual and soul growth. And I feel like you're going to be made uncomfortable to the point that you won't even be able to deny it anymore. With the fault line coming out, this is us literally having to make decisions about ourselves, about our lives, about where we're going, and maybe decisions that we don't love making, but trusting that we're making them with intention and with purpose. And when we have the prayer card coming out, the prayer, I said this in, I think, pile number 1. We talked a little bit about like making your life a moving prayer. And prayer is not about just like the way that Christianity teaches prayer or Catholicism teaches prayer, right? Or all the religions of the world, how they teach prayer. It's not just that. Prayer is literally any kind of cry out to something beyond us, whether it be to the earth, to our higher self, to the universe, to God, whatever it is that you believe in. It is a cry out. And it isn't always a cry. Like sometimes you can just be saying thank you. You know, you can be like, oh my God, thank you for my blessed life. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am that bitch. I don't know that whole song, but you know what I'm talking about. It's you praying to basically like, I mean, it really could be anything. I was going to say like to have more knowledge, but for some people it's not knowledge. Sometimes you just want a specific experience to be different. And many of you, as you go through this, I didn't know we were getting like a spiritual awakening reading today. I feel like every pile has touched on this a little bit, but yours, I feel like they've all been very different. Like the pile number 1, and I guess I'm telling you this because I think some of you felt called to different piles. Pile number 1 was more about the ending of your spiritual awakening or like getting to a place where you're more comfortable with it. Pile number 2 was more about like being in the middle of it. And I feel like you're starting it. You are just so distraught with how the world treats each other, how things are done. You're tired of the noise that is everywhere. Maybe you're somebody that identifies as being highly sensitive and you're just getting to this place where you are just, you can't even fathom why we do things the way that we do them. And this is what is being awoken within you. You are starting to question and you're going to be led into your spiritual awakening. And I am never going to be that person that like fear mongers people about this. I think spiritual awakenings are necessary. I think we have them more than once in a lifetime and they shift us. They shift us into something different. I don't want to say something better because I think that indicates that where we were was not correct. And we're always going to be in alignment with perfect timing for our life. I always believe that as well. But it's going to shift you into a deeper understanding of yourself, of the world, and it's going to cause you to want to fight for something that is different because you came here to do that. Now, we also have for you the Magician. I love this card. I feel like you are becoming an alchemist of your life. Maybe in the past you have said things like, oh, that's not for me. Manifestation's bullshit. Astrology's bullshit. Though I suspect if you're here, you probably don't feel that way. But maybe you did at one time. And I feel like with this Magician card coming out, this is you starting to actually realize how manifestation works and how you can call things in so much faster because of this awakening that you've had, because of your like, this is about you like seeing under the veil that has been placed over human consciousness. And you're starting to realize, oh my God, life is actually so beautiful. Like I am just like a magical being on a beautiful space rock and anything I want can be mine. And like I said, spiritual awakenings can be really messy, especially the more that we fight it. But during this time, that is going to become impossible. You will no longer be able to fight it. Like, this is why the fault line is coming out, because you will no longer be able to fight it. You're going to have to allow yourself to feel through what you're going through. And you're going to come out on the other side of that. This might be over the next 3 months, or it could be what you're transitioning into in 3 months. So I do feel like with the Magician coming out, this to me says that, like, I think it's going to be better than you think. Like, I think that it might feel kind of scary at first and you're like, what the hell? But I think it's going to be better than you think because it's going to give you like, I don't want to say it's going to give you superpowers, but like you're going to come out of this or come through this even as it's happening. You're going to be like, oh my God, like I really can just like snap my fingers and this thing shows up. Because I am an alchemist and I create my reality through my actions, through the way that I think, the way that I say things. And you're just going to be like relishing in that power. So we also have the Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh. The Queen of Cups to me tells us that we are also getting emotional fulfillment. You may be looking for a mentor to kind of help you through this time that's knows more about like the depth of emotion, the depth of their own psyche. You might be seeking someone out. This also could become you, this wise person that draws from their intuition, that draws from their own internal divine feminine power. Sorry about that. My husband was calling. But the Queen of Cups to me really personifies someone that has a deep level of intuition and trust in their divine feminine, that what they want will come to them. And then we also have for you the card, the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands, this is rough. I feel like you're going to get this big moment of understanding things. And you're going to try to express this to other people that are not ready to hear what you have to say. And they are going to persecute what you have to say. And you're going to feel really let down and really hurt by that. But ultimately, I don't know if you can tell, these two people look like they the same person. So it's not going to keep your power muted just because people don't want to believe what you say or don't take what you're saying seriously, or they don't take it as like factual information because they haven't experienced it themselves. So whatever comes up with others, don't take it personally in 3 months. Pile number 3, it's not worth it. They don't know what they say. They don't know the things that they do. And you just keep vibing in this magician energy, okay? And then we have the Two of Wands. Oh my gosh. This to me, you are literally overcoming black and white thinking. You are no longer going to be confined to this idea that things have to be good or bad or left or right or masculine or feminine. It can just be both. This is you embodying all of the aspects of self. Y'all, you're getting like a crazy growth in 3 months. Like something is really changing for you. Spiritually. I feel like every reading today has been very spiritual, but y'all are getting like something intense is coming. Like, not to mention Kundalini awakenings can also be like very like, I don't want to say like sexual in nature. I'm trying not to get demonetized on YouTube, okay? But like they can be that. Like people talk about that, having a Kundalini awakening and like having like their like primal instincts of their body just like react. And I feel like many of you are going to be like owning that power. And I think especially with this Nine of Wands, people are going to see you being a more confident version of yourself because you just know differently now. They're going to be upset about this, but don't let that stop you. And then we also have, oh, this is great. We have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is here to remind you that you will find people that understand. There are people that understand what you're going through. There are people that understand where you're headed. They want to be a part of your life. And you're going to find that support structure of having those people. The Three of Cups is having a circle of friends that really supports who you are and what you're doing. So this is beautiful. You celebrating and vibing with other people. Like if you have been looking for other goddesses or gods or whatever to like get in touch with and like be vibing in your goddess energy or in your like divine feminine, divine masculine, if you're like looking for people that are on that vibe, keep putting it out because it's going to feel hard at first, but you're going to end up coming across people that are right there with you. And then we also have for you the card of water. And the card of Pisces. So many of you might also be water signs. I think that's really interesting that you would choose the blue candle too, because blue resembles the element of water. But water signs are going to be your Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. And you could have those in your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Mars. But I feel like this, to me, Pisces number 1 is a highly psychic sign. They have like natural intuition. They also make like really beautiful things. Very like, I feel like Pisces, they're not the only aesthetic hoe of the zodiac, but they're pretty aesthetic. And the element of water coming out to me, this is, again, we have this like mirror going on. Pile number 2 had this too with fire and Mars. So Water also resembles the divine feminine. As like water aspect, water is more like feminine. It's more intuitive. And I feel like for many of you, because we're going into this like deep spiritual intuitive journey, it's literally coming up everywhere. You also might feel like your emotions, like if y'all picked this blue candle, you might feel like your emotions are like haywire all over the place while you're experiencing things because you're having all of these new intuitive hits, these new ideas, these new things. And you're like, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. And so just remember to like ground during this process and also pay attention to your dreams. I feel like your dreams are going to have a lot of information for you with the Pisces card. So definitely like maybe consider starting like a dream journal. Now we also have for you the Alchemist, and literally this is parroting off of the Magician. You are literally going to start stepping into being the alchemist of your life, realizing that transformation of the base motives and goals, you literally turn it into like golden wisdom. And that's the journey that you're on right now. It's great. Like, honestly, I hope you set some high intentions and expectations for your next 3 months and like in 3 months, because I feel like whatever you desire is going to be coming to you with the Magician and the Alchemist. Oh my goodness. We also have Thief in reverse, and this says you think that you lack. So wherever you think that your life is lacking now or in the next 3 months, know that it's going to be replaced with something better. And like, obviously it's hard to appreciate what is in front of you if what is in front of you is like trash that you don't want. But if there's anything that you can find that runs in a parallel, like say you want to manifest more money, especially having the Alchemist and the Magician. This is just an example. Say you want to manifest more money, but if like the intention is money, you have to start treating the money that you do have like you want it to be there. Like even if you get money and you immediately have to spend all of it on bills, be thankful for those bills. Like those bills provide you internet access. They provide you a phone. They provide you with housing. Obviously, I'm not saying that we need to like celebrate late stage capitalism all the time, but I do feel like when it comes to money, it really is just an energy. And the more in alignment you can get with it, even if you don't feel like you have a lot of it in front of you, that is going to help it multiply. And it takes time. This isn't something you're going to do overnight. I mean, for those of you that chose this, you might because you got the Magician and the Alchemist, but it might take some time. So the last two cards we have for you are Lapis Lazuli, Make a Decision, and Apophyllite, which is Stay Positive. So I want to reiterate, as I always do when I see stuff like this, we do not believe in toxic positivity on this channel, okay? If something is hard, it's okay to let it be hard. It's okay to feel into that, to allow yourself to work through it in your own timely manner. Positive words can only take us so far. So know that with staying positive, yes, staying positive about this experience, because spiritual awakenings can be difficult. They oftentimes are. But staying positive along the journey that this is all for your soul growth, for you to evolve, that's one way to look at it. But like I said, this doesn't mean that we just spiritual bypass. You have to allow yourself to feel into things as well. And with Make a Decision, especially because this is coming out over the Fault Line card, I do feel like there are going to be some decisions in the next 3 months or like 3 months from now that you're going to have to make some hard decisions for your life. Maybe there are things in your life that they're not going to be in alignment with you anymore. In like 3 months from now, you're going to be on such a different path that the friends you have, the daily habits that you do, if you like this to me is like going through this experience. And this is just an example. Let's say you smoke and you get like this internal hit about smoking that like just really turns you off from it. This is going to be you making the hard decision to quit. Now, granted, I'm not saying that if you're a smoker, that's like bad and you're doing a bad thing and you like, no, this was just an example. So please just take it as that. But you may have to make some hard decisions, letting go of friendships that no longer support who you are so you can make room for the ones that do. Same with family. You're going to have to make some decisions that ultimately will make your life better, but you're not going to be able to stay where you once were. That's kind of the biggest message I feel like for you, pile number 3, is your life is getting a big evolution, and it's going to change so much so that I don't want to say your life is going to go through a full upheaval, because I do feel like your core elements are still going to be there, but there's a lot that's going to be shifting for you because you are having this new like spiritual sense that you haven't had before. Some of you I'm also hearing might actually have experiences. Like you might see like a real life angel, or you might see like like have like an alien encounter, or a spirit guide, like your spirit guide reveal themselves to you, something of that regard. So definitely be paying attention, pile number 3. I love you so much. Please do not forget, when you stand up in your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. I have my Venmo, Cashapp, PayPal listed down below if this reading helped you and you feel called to do so. I do accept tips for my readings. It is never an expectation of you. I also have my Patreon if you would like to support it or follow it, where I do early access pick a cards. So like all of my pick a cards, you get them early. I also do exclusive pick a cards that you can't get anywhere else. And I do horoscopes monthly. You get early access to those, like all kinds of fun stuff. So check it out. I also have my TikTok, my Instagram, my podcast. Everything is listed down below for you, including the cards, all that jazz. Check it out. I love you so, so much, my pumpkin. Best of luck over the next 3 months. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.